Excellent 4chan picture.
Yep. So for any of the audio listeners, 80s, 90s, 2000s, everyone is forced to pay for media. Sometime around 2007, the year's a bit off. I would say it's more like 2002. The internet becomes good enough for piracy to be widely practiced. Piracy becomes popular enough for it to be a real problem for megacorps who want to keep all their money. Suddenly, Netflix. Piracy falls out of vogue hard because there's basically no reason to pirate anything anymore. Streaming really is just that cheap and convenient. Netflix gets greedy. They want to pivot into being a production company. Production companies are threatened by this. They start to pull their shit from Netflix. Won't let Netflix host their shit at any price. Seeing the amount of money Netflix made doing streaming, these companies decide to independently set up their own streaming services. Basically, how we got Disney Plus. The average person doesn't have the money to subscribe to all of them. Some of these companies aren't even selling their films and television shows anymore. It's all just streaming. People go back to piracy en masse. Question, question, question. Profit. All hail the internet. Get fucked streaming industry. Pretty much sums up the situation that's happening now.
Yeah, I feel.
Like, the... sorry, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say like, um, I like I understand from a certain perspective why streaming services wouldn't want to sell like physical copies or
Mm.
like digital versions anymore.
Oh,
But
that... Yeah, I
like
can get that. Yeah.
like I understand that because it means that people have to come to your service for that. But also it's just kind of counterintuitive because if you do sell those things, you're still going to be making like additional profit off of that because the people that like think of the main customer base
Mm.
for people buying that stuff. It's not going to be random people. It's going to be people already subscribed to your service, and they're going
Mm-hmm.
to want the physical versions as well. I just, I don't know. It just seems off to me because I'd love to own. Big consumer brain right here, but I'd love to own some like of my favorite Netflix shows and stuff on
Mm-hmm.
disc for when like I don't have access to internet and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But going back a bit up through that with the Netflix becoming a production company and then everyone being like, nah, we're just gonna do our own thing. That's pretty much like what's happening right now. Like early on, Netflix was picking up basically everything. There was really no issues. They had basically whatever you wanted to watch, unless you're in Australia, in which case they didn't have anything. Uh, but
I mean, Australia. I remember when like Australian Netflix came, and that was like the meme that they had nothing. But like they did have some like legitimately good stuff because that was also when Netflix originals were like every original was like a fucking banger. So
mm,
like, I, I don't know.
I guess like the jokes. It's the same thing with how like TV has nothing on it. Like it has stuff on it. It's just you want to watch a specific show, and that specific show probably isn't going to be there.
Yeah, I mean like, but also TV is like a lot dodgier.
Well, yeah, you sort of have to deal with the time constraints and stuff that exists around that.
Yeah.
But and it's not it's not like a free to air TV here is any good anyway.
Yeah,
Things
there's like
like
a handful of good shows and like the cooking shows if you're into that.
you mean you don't like Holy Moly?
Oh no, please, no.
Oh, we need to enlighten the non-Australians on what Holy Moly is.
I haven't even watched any of it. I just saw the advertisements for it on like buses and shit. I'm like, this looks awful. This is such like Gen X bait. Just like
We could probably do an entire podcast just talking about bad Australian free-to-air TV. Uh,
just Australian media in general.
okay, so basically, Holy Moly. Oh my god, it's getting a second season. Why? Okay, Holy Moly. Basically, imagine Wipeout and make it bad and merge it with mini golf, and that's what this is. I don't know
Hmm.
why.
Just do more Wipeout. That's
Yeah,
entertaining enough.
yeah, man. Wipeout. Wipeout Australia. Not the best version of Wipeout, but it's Wipeout still. Uh, oh, what other garbage has there been? Wasn't there one? What was like all of the all of the channels are sort of like rolling out this garbage right now. We're just like, I don't understand. Oh, okay, no, I understand why they're doing it because they don't have any viewers and they don't know how to attract young people. So, like, okay, what do young people like? They like people hurting themselves. Okay, let's do that. They like dumb things. Yeah, that attract the kids, even though they don't really care. They'll just watch better stuff online.
Yeah, that's like I don't really know how you attract that kind of like from like toddler to uh like adult, I guess. Like that
Mm,
whole demographic is just like they're not watching actual TV anymore. Like the TV that they would have in their rooms would be a smart one that's just hooked up to the internet. I seriously
mm.
doubt that they would even have like a coaxial cable plugged in.